There's been a lot of buzz lately about the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. As self-proclaimed Samsung enthusiasts, we thought it would be fun to take an early first look at what we might expect from the S24 Ultra design based on the latest leaks and rumors. Now, obviously, Samsung hasn't officially announced or revealed anything about the S24 Ultra yet, but some alleged hands-on images recently surfaced online that claim to show off the new flagship phone. Let's take a closer peek. The images primarily showcase the bottom and top edges of the device. Right away, you'll notice that the bottom speaker looks to have an elongated rectangular strip design versus the pill-shaped holes we saw on the S23 Ultra speaker. Moving the air vents to the top is an interesting choice too. As for dimensions, Ice Universe rumors suggest the S24 Ultra could be slightly thinner at 8.6 mm versus the S23 Ultra's 8.9 mm thickness. Not a huge change, but still nice to see Samsung continuing to slim things down bit by bit. The buttons and ports look fairly standard. Volume rocker and power button on the right side, with a SIM tray, USB-C charging port, and mic on the bottom. One rumor says the physical buttons could use a titanium alloy material to give them better tactile feel. Fancy. We also get a peek at the S Pen, which seems to feature a flat, streamlined design this time around. And the bezels around the screen may be even thinner, believed to measure just 8.6 mm. Of course, without confirmation from Samsung, we can't say any of this is 100% accurate. But it's still fun to imagine what the new Ultra might look like, no? As longtime Galaxy fans, a slimmer and sleeker design sounds pretty appealing to us. Okay, on to the next juicy rumor about the S24 Ultra. Potential new color and material options. If the leaked images have you excited about a potential design refresh with the S24 Ultra, you'll be happy to know there are also rumors swirling about some new color and material options in the works. One of the most interesting reports comes from well-known phone leaker Ice Universe. They claim Samsung may swap the armor aluminum frame used on the S23 series for a titanium alloy frame on the S24 Ultra, and possibly the other S24 models too. Very fancy indeed. Supposedly, using titanium could shave off up to a gram of weight compared to aluminum. And for a phone already rocking a huge 6.8-inch screen, lighter is definitely better for handling comfort and portability. As for colors, we may be getting some new additions to the classic Phantom Black and other neutral tones. The S24 Ultra could come in yellow, violet, light blue, light green, and even orange if some mobile tipsters are to be believed. These bolder colors would be really fun and playful additions to the lineup, we think. The latest Galaxy phones have focused quite a bit on sophisticated professional looks, so it would be cool to see Samsung switch it up with some more vibrant hues with the S24 series. Potential changes to display and camera specs. Moving on to the brains behind that beautiful new design, what specs and features can we expect on the Galaxy S24 Ultra display and camera setup? Both have seen huge improvements over the last few generations, so let's dive into the key rumors. Starting with the display. Tipsters believe Samsung will stick with the same huge 6.8-inch panel and Quad HD Plus resolution its Ultra models have become known for, with slimmer bezels expected as we already discussed. That screen-to-body ratio may get bumped up a bit more too. One wild rumor comes from known Samsung leaker Ice Universe again. They claim Samsung is aiming for a staggering 2,600 nits peak brightness for the S24 Ultra display. Considering the S23 tops out at 1,750 nits, a jump to 2,600 would be pretty insane. Brighter displays truly excel when in direct sunlight or HDR content, so this could be a game-changing upgrade if it comes to fruition. We'll be keeping a close eye out for more details on the specs as launch gets closer. Now onto the cameras. Like previous Ultra models, all signs point to Samsung sticking with the distinctive descending row of lenses on the the back. It's a very iconic Galaxy S series look at this point. As far as changes go, the star of the show, that massive 200 MP main sensor introduced on the S23 Ultra, will likely carry over to the S24. But rumors indicate Samsung is working on sensor improvements to allow more light intake and boost color reproduction. The telephoto lenses are where we may see more shakeups. One report claims Samsung is testing out a variable 310x optical telephoto lens to replace the fixed 3x and 10x lenses on the S23 Ultra. This setup would use a periscope design to dynamically shift focal lengths on the fly. Very futuristic. Other leaked specs point to an upgraded 50MP telephoto paired with the existing 10MP, equating to 5x and 3x optical zoom respectively. Samsung could keep support for up to 100x digital space zoom, even with tweaks to the optics. And while it didn't get much attention before, sources say Samsung may put more focus on upgrading the 12MP ultra-wide camera this generation too. As avid mobile photographers, improvements across all the Galaxy S24 Ultra's lenses would be amazing for both pros and casual shooters alike. Rumored changes under the hood. As exciting as design and camera changes can be, performance upgrades under the hood make just as much real-world impact on how incredible a new phone feels to use. The Galaxy S24 Ultra will undoubtedly pack some major firepower, but which next-gen mobile chip is Samsung likely to showcase? Well, if we had to bet money, our vote would be on seeing Qualcomm's upcoming Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 powering Galaxy S24 Ultras here in the US and certain other regions. Samsung committed to Snapdragon across its entire S23 lineup this year, and sources indicate they may stick with Team Qualcomm again for the S24 series. Now, there are some conflicting reports suggesting Samsung could split production between the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and its own Exynos 2400 chip. But after the drama over Exynos versus Snapdragon performance in the past, we think and hope Samsung plays it safe by exclusively offering the objectively superior Snapdragon variant in more markets next generation. As a refresher, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is expected to fab on an advanced 3 nanometers TSMC process for insane speed and efficiency gains over the 8 Gen 2. We could be looking at upwards of 40% faster CPU and 35% faster GPU performance versus this year's model based on early benchmark leaks. Absolutely bonkers upgrades. Pair that with expected 12 GB of crazy fast LPDDR5X RAM, UFS 4.0 flash storage, and the polished One UI 6 software experience. Safe to say performance on the Galaxy S24 Ultra could be unmatched. You'll have more than enough horsepower for mobile gaming, multitasking, content creation, and then some. What about battery life, though? Now, clearly, the Galaxy S24 Ultra sounds like an absolute beast of a smartphone, based on all the rumors discussed so far. But hardware specs and benchmarks can only get you so far. Real-world battery life impacts day-to-day use the most, if we're being honest. Luckily, Samsung has equipped its Ultra lineup with ample 5000 mAh batteries 3 generations running now. And with the more efficient Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 likely powering the S24 Ultra 2, you should have zero concerns over getting through a full day or even 2 on a charge. Plus, with fast charging support rumored to get even faster at 65 watt, juicing back up when you do run low won't require too much downtime either. Samsung may even push charging speeds up to 80 W based on recent developments behind the scenes, though that blistering rate would likely remain exclusive to other models. But again, Samsung can surprise us with same 45 watt charging, since the phone hasn't released yet. But don't worry, micro USB diehards. Rumors still point to Samsung retaining compatibility for older accessories. No need to throw out all your existing cables and chargers. That ended up being way more details and speculation than we originally planned to cover about the Galaxy S24 Ultra. But that just goes to show how exciting the mobile landscape continues to be every year. As self-proclaimed Samsung fanboys and fangirls, getting an early glimpse at the next potential flagship phone design, specs, features, and upgrades gets us so hyped about the future of smartphone innovation. Sure, not every rumor and leak ends up being totally accurate, but they give us a really fun glimpse behind the curtain well ahead of launch. Between the slick new titanium design, upgraded cameras, preposterously fast Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, battery life gains, and other enhancements in the works, the Galaxy S24 Ultra looks to set the bar higher than ever before for Samsung. We can't wait to eventually go hands-on with the S24 Ultra to test all the new camera lenses, measure those brightness claims with some real-world testing equipment, and push that Snapdragon beast to its limits with the most graphics-intensive games available. Of course, we'll be sure to make lots of pretty YouTube thumbnail faces for you all too when that time comes. But in the meantime, we'd love to know what you think about the Galaxy S24 Ultra rumors so far. What upgrade or new feature has you most excited? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed our sneak peek and subscribe to stay tuned for our full Galaxy S24 Ultra review down the road. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time.